think, believe me, these niggas doubted me. Look what I'm becoming. What I did, it made a man of me. All the that I did, I swear my mother gonna be proud.
What it do, YouTube? It's Ty Fetty with the Fetty. Back at y'all with another banger, man. Y'all know why we here, bruh. To handle business. Before the video starts, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say it again. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say it one more time. Matter of fact, like, comment, subscribe. Before I gotta beat you up, man. Look, 91% of my viewers are not subscribed, bro. Only 8% are subscribed. So with that being said, hit that subscribe button, bro. Y'all know Ty Fetty got y'all with the bangers. Y'all know Ty Fetty got y'all with the heat, bro. I'm going to show y'all the love y'all show me every time. I'm going to come through every time. No cap. But today, man, we got Ksoo, man. We got Young and Ace's Uda. Feel me? I guess he be Uda for Young and Ace. If y'all don't know, man, Ksoo from Jacksonville, Florida. I know a little bit about Ksoo. Never watched nothing on Ksoo, but I know a little bit about him. Seen him in the media. Seen him in the blogs, you know. He went to jail for a shooting. His father snitched on him, and now he's fighting that case. So we about to see what led up to all that and how they say he's such a demon. Let's get it, man. Shout out Jacksonville.
Already
man.
know.
If you from Jacksonville, comment below.
Florida, between rappers Young and Ace and Julio Fulio. This violent beef has led to shootouts, murders, and some of the catchiest yet most disrespectful songs of all time. In this video, we'll talk about a rapper named Ksoo, who's Ace's right-hand man and alleged shooter. Stick around, because this is a wild story. Ksoo is a rapper from Jacksonville, Florida, who's affiliated with Young and Ace's ATK gang. The rapper is allegedly the main shooter behind some of the wildest crimes that have fueled this beef. He's currently awaiting trial for 2 murders of KTA affiliates, including 1 shooting he allegedly committed with the help of his own father. Before getting locked up, Ksoo is a respected savage in the streets of Jacksonville and known for being a rapper who frequently disses Opps. One of his main targets was a 16-year-old victim named Bibby, who happened to be the younger brother of Fulio, a member of a rival gang, ATK.
Yeah, I know who Bibby is, right? Who I smoke, Inky, who I smoke, Inky, who I smoke, Lil' who I smoke, Bibby. That's Bibby, bro. Like, that's Young and that's Fulio little brother, if y'all didn't know. I know a little sound.
Helped fuel the beef between KTA and ATK, although tension goes even deeper than that. Ksoo would eventually become a prime suspect in Bibby's murder investigation, but was arrested for the broad daylight killing of another KTA-affiliated rapper named Lil Buck. Lil Buck's murder was allegedly retaliation for a song that the rapper made, dissing Ksoo's brother, Boss Goon. Willie Addison,
so Ksoo was sliding.
Had just been released from prison in 2018 after doing 7 years for burglary. A few months after being released, he performed at the Paradise Gentlemen's Club in Jacksonville.
Bro, just imagine, bro. You go to jail for 7 years for burglary, bro. Not a robbery, burglary, bro. That's so dumb to me, bro. It's like, it's not even worth it. Like, that's what I don't get when people do crimes, bro. Like, is what you doing worth the jail time that come with it, bro? Now, granted, all criminals think they're not going to get caught. But as the statistics show, majority of them get caught. So you should not even go into it with the perception that, nah, I'm going to get away with it. Because the jails is filled up in every state in the country for criminals thinking they're not going to get caught, and they get caught. So my thing is, if you're going to do something, bro, like for one, I would want to stay out of jail regardless. I don't want to do nothing illegal, bro. Jail ain't for me. It's no girls, it's no food, it's no, for me, it's no, like, nothing. No YouTube. Like, I can't do nothing in jail. Nothing in jail I want to do. Feel me? Can't even sleep good. You got to sleep on a piece of metal. I want to do that. But it's like, if you're going to do a crime, at least make sure it's worth the jail time that come with it, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. I just be thinking, like, before I do stuff. So, say he went on that burglary, right? He should look up what's the maximum amount of time you could get for burglary, or what's the sentence time for the amount of the money amount of a, like, say you get 7 years for anything $5,000 or less. It's not worth it. $5,000 is not worth seven years in jail to me. It's not. Like, what? Like, who? Bro, you can find other ways to make $5,000, bro. Especially in 7 years. It's pointless. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
After leaving the club,
why not just
think? He got into a car with his father, brother, and 3 other relatives, which was hit up in a drive-by shooting. Everyone in the car was injured, but Boss Goon was the only one who was killed. Although the rapper had a criminal past, his family members told the media that he had changed his life after getting out of prison and was now focused on music. So the shooting is believed to be part of the ongoing war between KTA and ATK, and the shooters wanted to get at Ksoo by targeting his family members. Although Ksoo had always been a savage, his brother's murder would turn him cold-hearted and lead him to seek revenge on rival rapper Charles McCormick, aka Lil Buck. Lil Buck was a rapper affiliated with Julio's KTA gang. The rapper released a diss track aimed at Boss Goon, and not long after he was killed. This led Ksoo to assume that Lil Buck had something to do with his brother's murder. So Ksoo began to plot his revenge and seek the help of his own father, as well as 2 other friends to carry out the hit. The crew caught Lil Buck lacking outside an Arlington shopping plaza and shot him several times. Witnesses say they saw 2 men who fired off at least 6 shots and then got into a car and sped off.
Bro, I don't know. Like, I might try to go find it and put the picture, like, when I edit the video. Bro, it's a picture of Ksoo running with a Drake, bro. The day he killed Lil Buck, bro. It's a picture. The Drake in his hand, he running like on some, bro, it looked crazy like a video game, bro. No funny shit.
Police were quick to arrive to the scene and saw one of the shooters standing over Lil Buck. They got into a high-speed chase with the getaway vehicle, which ended up crashing in a residential neighborhood. Ksoo and his 2 accomplices then got out of the car and escaped on foot. They decided to split up to make it harder for the cops. Ksoo went in one direction with the cop tailing him. The other 2 men ended up hiding in a nearby home, taking the woman who lived there hostage. They stole some of her husband's clothes and made a call to have someone come pick him up. The woman who was held hostage will later become a key witness in helping the police identify the 2 men who broke into her home. Their names were Dominique Barner and Leroy Whitaker, who were allegedly known associates of Ksoo. The woman was able to identify one of the men based on his tattoos and pointed him out in the police lineup.
Niggas be
Barner was also arrested for the home
crashed
invasion
out
and would later admit to a confidential informant that Ksoo was the one who killed Lil Buck. Barner was not aware that the man was wearing a wire and bragged about the murder, admitting on tape that he was the driver and Ksoo was the shooter. Based on the information
niggas be so hot, bruh. Like, why, bruh? Take that shit to the grave, bruh. Let them folks do their job, man. They gonna be like, bruh, that's like, get out the streets, bruh. It's finished, bro. It's finished, bro. Niggas want to brag about their bodies and brag about, bruh, shut up, bruh. That's people proud of them, but they talk too much, bruh. Like, fool, you gonna go do something illegal and then talk about it, bro. Let that leave it in at the scene with whoever you was there with, bro. Don't tell nobody else about it, bro. Period, bro. How hard is that, fool? If they wasn't on that move with y'all, bro, don't talk to them about the move, bro. Duh. Like, come on, bro.
Provided.
Niggas be too old not to be knowing this shit.
As well as an additional handgun and a white t-shirt that contained DNA belonging to Ksoo. The police were then able to use this as evidence, linking Ksoo to the scene, proving he was involved in the murder. If that wasn't enough evidence, the police also looked at Ksoo's own social media to see if they could find any evidence linking him to the crime, and they ended up finding tons of crazy stuff. They not only found photos of Ksoo posing with guns, but they also found a video of a kid singing the song Ksoo Homicide by Young & Ace right after Lil Buck was killed, and a video of Lil Buck rapping with the caption, "Bye bye." But probably the most damaging piece of content they found on this page was a video of Ksoo at the nail salon with the caption, "Killing then get my toes done." That was more than enough evidence for the cops to make an arrest. But to make things even worse,
that's good drag though. I can't lie.
Barner was interviewed about his involvement in the murder. He confirmed everything he said on the wire and admitted that Ksoo was the one who took out Lil Buck.
Niggas be snitching.
He went as far as snitching on Ksoo's father, revealing that he was the one who picked him up after they ditched the getaway car and hid in that random woman's home. That interview was enough for police to find Ksoo and arrest him immediately for murder, while his father was also arrested for accessory to murder after the fact.
Hakeem Robinson and his father, 49-year-old Abdul Robinson, are both in the Duval County jail.
Bro.
Hakeem Robinson is charged with second-degree murder, and Abdul is charged with accessory after the fact.
It seemed like Ksoo couldn't catch a break, and if his homie snitching wasn't bad enough, there was even video footage from the scene that showed everything go down.
I told you.
Dashcam footage from a nearby vehicle captured a shooting, and surveillance footage from a home in the area showed Whitaker and Barner running through the neighborhood, jumping fences as they try to.
They not athletic at all, you know. The niggas, the street niggas back in the day would have cleared that joint like the Olympics. He clipped that bitch.
And surveillance footage from a home in the area showed Whitaker and Barner running through the neighborhood, jumping fences as they try to get away.
Come on,
so
man.
Three accomplices are currently fighting this case and face life in prison if convicted. Even though Ksoo seemed like he might get away, it was a pretty sloppy hit that left plenty of evidence for police to track. Plus, all the bragging on social media probably didn't help, and he'll have a hard time explaining why he was so happy about Lil Buck's murder if he had nothing to do with it. But if things weren't looking bad enough for Ksoo, while behind bars, he would also be charged with the 2019 murder of Adrian Gaynor, aka Bibi Osama, Julio Fulio's younger brother. Lil Buck's murder wasn't the first time that Ksoo was featured on the Jacksonville news. The rapper was the subject of controversy the year before after he used pictures of real murder victims in the album art for a project he released called Bibby Out.
A controversial rap album cover is making its way around social media. The cover shows pictures of men who have been murdered in Jacksonville. Local rapper Ksoo posted the picture to Instagram.
Why do the news give this shit coverage? If Ksoo would have did a back to school drive, they wouldn't have covered it. If Ksoo would have did a Christmas toy drive, they wouldn't have covered it. Yeah, I don't like. Come on, bro. They only make like. I'm sorry to say this, bro. It sounds like they feel like they only want black people to be looked bad, like looked down on. Like, why would you even? Why is this news? Y'all don't care about him, regardless. Like, why is this news, bro? Like, what, they had no segments for the day? Like, that's dumb.
Bibby, who's one of the victims shown in the artwork, was a 16-year-old who was tragically gunned down outside the apartment complex where he lived back in February of 2019. Bibby was Fulio's younger brother, and his death has been used both by Ksoo and Young and Ace as a way to taunt their op. Bibby's name became famous after he was included in the viral song Who I Smoke, where Young and Ace calls us the names of dead KTA members after a chorus of Who I Smoke. Ksoo has also rapped about Bibby on tracks like Ksoo with bars that are just as disrespectful. Plus, Ksoo has also been known to make fun of Bibby on social media, taking it as far as mocking his mother for going after her son's killer.
Hey, they got his mom walking around, March! We're gonna get him, March!
So it wasn't much of a shock when it was revealed that Ksoo was a suspected killer, although the details of the case are pretty surprising. Bibby was shot and killed outside the Hilltop Village Apartments on West 45th Street in Jacksonville. He was sitting in a gazebo on the grounds of the apartment complex, looking at something on his phone with a friend who was sitting nearby. While they were both looking down, the killer walked up and started shooting at them with an AR-style rifle. Bibby and his friend split up and ran in different directions. The friend was able to escape, but Bibby was hunted by the killer and shot several times until he was dead. Even though Ksoo was a suspect because of his frequent disses of Bibby in music and on social media, the police didn't have much solid evidence to charge him for the murder. But the case was broken wide open after a confidential witness told police that he was in the car with Ksoo on the day Bibby was killed. The witness told police that Ksoo called him on the day of the murder and they went to scope out a few drug spots. Along with them was Leroy Whitaker, one of the accomplices from the Lil Buck murder, as well as another man who went by the name Rollo. After taking care of business, they drove by the Hilltop Apartments where they spotted Bibby and his friend. They then drove into the parking lot of the complex and waited about 20 minutes. Then, Ksoo and Leroy both got out of the car with weapons, while Rollo drove the witness to another parking lot close to the gazebo. The witness claimed that Ksoo went after Bibby, while Leroy chased after the friend. Bibby ended up falling to the ground only about 5 to 10 yards from the car. Ksoo then allegedly shot him in the back of the head while he was shielding himself with his hands. Although the identity of the witness in this case has been kept confidential, there's speculation that it may be one of the accomplices from the Lil Buck murder. Barner had already spilled the beans to a confidential informant, then eventually confirmed to police that everything he said was true. So if he's already down as a snitch, it makes sense that he would go all the way and tell the police everything that he knows to get a lighter sentence. He's currently being held at the Duval County Jail, one of the toughest prisons in Florida. Since he's potentially looking at doing life in prison for the murder of Lil Buck, he'd probably rather take his chances on the street over spending the rest of his life in prison, especially after snitching. In addition to the Lil Buck homicide, Barner is also facing charges for a separate murder of an innocent bystander who was killed in a shootout between two vehicles. 50-year-old Damon Rothermel was riding his bike down Emerson Street in Jacksonville when two vehicles entered the area with passengers inside firing at each other. Damon tried to dive off his bike to avoid getting hit, but was tragically caught in the crossfire and ended up losing his life. Police believe that Dominique Barner was involved in the shootout and is being charged with an additional count of second-degree murder because of this. So things aren't looking good for Barner, and it seems like he's willing to do anything to protect himself.
He gonna get fried regardless, bro. All they gonna do is take your statements, bro, use them against whoever you snitched on, bro, and slay all y'all, bro. How don't y'all see this, bro? What them folks say, bro, 9 times out of 10 is cap, fool. They not giving you no, unless you got a lawyer in there and they real life saying, all right, I do this, I get this, which is still ain't law, bro. You did the crime, do the time. But unless you got a lawyer in there and they say this is the agreement, I give you all this information and I get this amount of years for a fact, fool, it's cap, bro. They don't care about you, bro. They gonna slay you and whoever you snitched on, bro. You gonna still get life, and now you a rat inside of jail. Come on, bro. That's like, I'm not even no, like I keep telling, I'm not no street nigga, bro. I ain't dumb, fool. I've been around shit, bro. I've seen shit. I've been through shit, bro. I'm not in the street. I'm not on the block all day, every day, bro. I'm smarter than that, but I know how to maneuver out here, bro. And I know how this shit go. And niggas, how y'all want to be in the streets and don't know how the rules to the streets, fool? Shut up and let them folks do their job, bro. That's their job, bro. You just snitching and you got a whole nother murder you fighting, bro. What you gonna snitch on that too? You can't, bro. You was involved, allegedly. You saying you about to have life in prison as a rat, bro. You have to go PC off the break, fool. They gonna do you dirty in that joint, bro. Man, come on, bro.
Whoever it was that spoke to police was someone close to Ksoo. It had to be someone he was comfortable catching the body in front of, then going about his daily life as if nothing happened. So either Barner was the informant in both cases, or Ksoo has a serious problem with who he lets in his inner circle. Ksoo was originally held on a $1 million bail, but that was raised to $3 million after he got hit with the additional murder charge. Although things are looking pretty questionable for the rapper, police are relying on witness testimonies to tie him to the Bibby murder. With a good team of lawyers, they may be able to poke holes in the witness's credibility. If Barner is the witness, Ksoo's lawyers could argue that he's just trying to give the police anything he can to avoid jail time, and therefore, his story could be biased or even made up. But all the dissing and self-snitching that Ksoo did online and in his music isn't going to help his case. He might have a hard time explaining why he took credit for Bibby's murder over and over again if he had nothing to do with it. But the Lil Buck murder may be harder to beat because police have DNA evidence, surveillance footage, and a clear motive for the killing.
Man, niggas loose as shit out here, man.
Against him as they can,
niggas
so
loose, bro.
Getting out anytime soon. The war between ATK and KTA set off a crazy wave of violence in Jacksonville, and Ksoo is a major part of that beef. The popularity and national attention that the music has received has only led to more and more extreme acts of violence, and diss tracks are no longer just being played in the streets of Jacksonville, they're being broadcast to fans across the country. So the police are looking to take down anyone associated with the beef, and Ksoo is one of the biggest names involved, both in terms of the music, as well as his reputation as a shooter. Ksoo is yet to go to trial for either charge, so more updates will likely come as the case continues. Young and Ace and the rest of KTA will have to go on without their top shooter, but if the Who I Smoke song is any indication, the group won't be backing down from the beef anytime soon.
Man, look, like I said, man, get out the streets. It's finished, bro. Niggas don't even know what they doing out there, bro. It's bad out there, bro. But y'all know how this shit go, man. We can't expect nothing different. It's Ty Fetty with the Fetty, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, bro. Stay safe, man. Stay dangerous. Stay smart. I'm going to catch y'all next time. I'm gone.